Hey there friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today I wanted to give my feedback on Countdown Rush, a brand new game mode available in Destiny 2 PvP with the Crucible labs this week, and it is very chaotic. There's a lot going on. It is similar to Countdown, the traditional plant the bomb game mode that we see across all their PvP games that we used to have in Trials of the Nine, but this time is going to be 6v6 with respawns. So that definitely changes the way this game mode plays, and it makes it very, very chaotic. So what is Countdown Rush? Essentially 6v6, you're going to have an attacking and defending team, one team trying to plant the bomb, the other team trying to defend the bomb. The only thing is there's a long time with these rounds, and so it feels like essentially you want one team to plant the bomb if you're on defense before, so you can go on a counterattack, or vice versa, you want to plant the bomb and defend it and get that charge off. Every charge is worth 1 point. You have to do both charges in one round before you switch sides, and so ultimately you can get 2 points per round, up to 6 points to get the win overall. And like I said, this game mode is very chaotic, like you might expect from a 6v6 game mode, only because of where the objectives are, you're going to see a lot of the fighting happening in and around one of the bombs, because once the one bomb is planted, the other bomb disappears. So that means everything is going to converge at this one place. It's going to be hot and heavy, and you're going to want to definitely design your playstyle around the chaos that is one of those bomb sites. So oftentimes what we'll see in my experience is that when a team is attacking one bomb, everyone converges over there instead of staying disciplined, staying at the bomb that they're defending originally. And so you can go freely plant at the other site if you want to. And again, it's pretty chaotic. It's pretty fun. I think for me personally, I love seeing a lot of different game modes in Destiny 2. So knowing that even though it's not going to be everyone's favorite, having this as an option, and Eruption and Fortress and Rift, all of these kind of game modes adds to the variety in the game and kind of mixes up the week-to-week playstyle, which I think is absolutely important in the game and something we haven't seen in a long time. So I'm grateful for that, even though I do think each of the game modes could use some improvements. Although ultimately I do think some of the complaints are overblown with some of them. Like Eruption, people were saying they weren't enjoying for whatever reason this time, even though last time Eruption was around, it was very good. I think it's still a very fun game mode. It provides something different from the way we play. I think Fortress is fine, and again, it's going to rely on wells and bubbles and stuff sometimes like that, but the initial gameplay is fine. I think it's chaotic. I think it's necessary to have a variety of game modes that play very differently. So I do hope eventually we get some other game modes as well, but for me, I enjoy that there's different options. As far as Countdown Rush goes itself, 6v6 is not really the best place to showcase this because it does make it difficult. You're definitely going to want to rely on something like Titan barricades in order to block off when you're either planting or disarming the bomb. They're very effective. Same thing with like a well or like a bubble, something like that. Or just being smart and trying to play the other team into moving away from the bomb. However you can do that, luring them away, which is important. So my feedback on this game mode would be, honestly, the spawns can be, because of how long the bombs are planted for, the spawns can be essentially mean that one gunfight is the difference between winning or losing. So how it works is, like, if you plant the bomb and you then wipe the other team, there's a very small chance they'll be able to now come back and get kills and then push the bomb as well. So you really have to be disciplined there. It's going to be a hard game mode to play with randoms just because of the communication required on when to push. You don't want to run in and try to defuse the bomb when there are a bunch of players around, ultimately, because that doesn't work very well. You're going to get swarmed, you're going to get abilities used on you, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, ultimately, I think it's a very interesting game mode and something that I would love to see in the rotation, at least as an option, because I think, like I said, I'm bored of just Clash and Control. We need more variety. So stuff like this, whether it's perfect or not, does not matter to me. It's something new, something fresh that we can kind of mix it up with. And yes, is going to be frustrating at times, especially if you're playing with randoms when they're not playing the objective, when they're going off chasing kills, when they're unable to get kills and you're not able to defend the bomb or plant the bomb or whatever the case may be, even though you're doing everything you possibly can. But guess what? That is part of playing the Crucible, especially if you're not in a coordinated team. So whether they come up with any type of game mode doesn't matter. Clash is just not it for me personally. I like objective-based game modes, and even if that means I'm going to have randoms that aren't going to be playing the objective, I don't care. I think we need to have objective-based game modes because Clash to me is very boring, and I just don't enjoy it whatsoever, especially in Destiny 2. I don't enjoy it in Call of Duty. There's no game mode where Clash is super fun for me because people can just play in a way that is just not enjoyable in my personal opinion. So that was a little rant about Clash, but overall, like I said, I'm glad we're getting a variety of game modes and they're testing things. I think Crucible Labs could be improved upon. I know you get enhanced Crucible rep by playing Crucible Labs, but the problem is I wish there was more of a reason, because in order for these game modes to be successful, like I saw a lot of playing the same players, I saw a lot of players leaving consistently, especially if they felt like they lost the first round or so. And if you had more of a reason to stay, whether it's anything like double drops at the end of the match, whether it's any kind of pinnacle or whatever incentive you get if you play, maybe it's a triumph to play so many Crucible Labs games per season in order to encourage people to finish these games and get a true test of how these game modes are going to play out with a wide band of skill ranges and players who are just in there multiple times and not just jumping in and diving out. And again, I had a very large issue with players leaving this week, but it is what it is at the end of the day. I think Countdown Rush is fun. I think there's a lot of positive things we can take away from it. I don't know if it's a game mode that's going to be everyone's favorite. Like I said, in 6v6, there's a lot of improvements that I think some people will want to see, although I personally think it is what it is. You know, it's a game mode that's going to be imperfect, but it's going to be fun as long as you are going in it, understanding that this is just a casual game mode at the end of the day. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. So are you interested in playing Countdown Rush as a game mode you wanted to see add to the regular rotation? Let me know in the comments down below. My name is Jopa. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Do it right now. Subscribe to the channel. Helps me out tremendously. I appreciate each and every one of you that supported the channel. I've had a lot of growth this last couple months with the channel, especially with the Destiny 2 content. So I appreciate all of you for all of that. And my name is Jopa. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.